Good afternoon. Velazquez here with you, transparenttradesolutions.com on a Friday, 12th December. We've got, again, lots more chop, another sell-off, primarily due to the what we call the AI trade, the hyperscalers. You got yesterday we know about Oracle getting hit. It's getting hit again. Then comes along Broadcom, Avago, that's also getting hit. So pretty much all the AI trades are getting hit. Let's get right into the charts. What that does really is puts us in a situation where, clearly the Nasdaq is underperforming, of course, but more or less, I would say, if you again just take the lens back, check it out. I've been talking about this range in the S&P, which is essentially right here, the 6,800 to 6,900, more or less. You got some of this, kind of these little forays outside of this range, but all in all, you can clearly see the range here. And in fact, even earlier today, we tried to attempt it to break down, and we're seeing a bounce. Question becomes, are we actually going to hold this level, or are we going to break down? That could happen next week. This is all going to be hinging on whether these AI stocks recover. Remember, AI technology overall is still about 35% of the overall index. So, everybody's talking about the broadening, and yes, there are some areas of the markets that are doing better, healthcare, banks, all these, materials, some of these other stocks are doing better. But all in all, you can't have these indexes advance without the participation of the NVIDIAs, the Googles and so on and so forth. So we'll see. Clearly the Nasdaq is much worse. We are much lower. We could not incidentally break this resistance in the Nasdaq, which is pretty clear cut here. This 25,850. Obviously that becomes a very key level on the next rally up. If we again, if these stocks cannot get any kind of stabilization, or they continue to move lower, then would not surprise me if eventually the Nasdaq comes down to the broader range, which is literally down to maybe, somewhere down around 24K. Obviously, we're still kind of hanging around here, but very, very tenuous here. So we'll see. Rest of the markets, Bitcoin just kind of chopping around also. This is ready for a breakout as well. You can clearly see 94, 90, let's call it 95K resistance. Support it's holding right here. Short-term support at 89.5. Got a demand zone here at 87. And this is also probably going to track the markets. It could actually be leading. Next week would be interesting to see if on any given day we see the Bitcoin going higher, as maybe the S&P or the Nasdaq go lower. That could be an indication that maybe Bitcoin is bottoming out. But until then, not going to really change much. And just on its own merits, you can see it's kind of just going sideways here. The VIX did bounce again off these levels here, 14 and a half. I just did a class on that. Sign up for the newsletter, by the way. I'm going to write about this over the weekend. Rates could be another culprit. Looks like rates want to break out. This is the rates market, 420. If we break out above that, I think we go to maybe 425, 430. That also could be another headwind for the markets, or tailwind, I should say. Headwind, sorry. Um, and it looks like TLT is breaking down. That could take TLT back down to 84. Dollar, basically trying to hold at 98. We'll see if higher rates can actually buoy the dollar, because remember, higher rates, in fact, may be bullish for the US dollar, because people will buy our treasuries as rates go higher. But the other situation is that Other like UK and Europe are talking about hiking now. So that's going to be an interesting dynamic here with the currencies. And, obviously the currencies have just rolled over. So there is that chance euro goes back to 120 as well here on the futures. Gold, also interesting, following the market, it did come up to that supply zone this morning. Gold did, uh, and has pulled back. And we'll see if that may be the final peak in gold, or if gold continue going higher, that also is going to be something to watch relative to uh, why people are buying gold even here. But it did pull back from the supply zone here. You can see at about 43.85, but it's heading right back up again. So it basically shot up, came down to the mean reversion, and obviously we'll have to see how this turns out next week. Silver on a tear. This is the first uh, possible reversal. We know that when silver goes on these type of parabolic moves, generally the pullbacks are pretty violent, and we'll see. This could be an opportunity here. I wrote about it over the last. Uh, Obviously, my timing was a little off, but I still think that's in play. Um, by the way, if you didn't read last week's newsletter, just contact us at the website and we'll send it to you. Um, or if you're not subscribed. Um, Oil, it's going to be testing probably 57 to 55 next week. These are, again, very critical areas and could present a buy opportunity in oil if they can hold. Nat gas, this huge turnaround from last week. Literally one week ago, this thing was at 550. We had a huge reversal, and now we're back down to where it's probably going to hold, and it could end up, maybe range bound. But if it does break four, obviously it's going to probably go down to 350, whatever. It's for now, you can see it's getting a nice bounce, but huge volatility in nat gas. And this speaks to never chasing any moves in nat gas. It's just a real volatile market. But on the other hand, it presents huge opportunities. Um, so, again, overall, um, more of the same, lots of rotation. Um, and, looking at some of the AI trades, uh, Oracle has been holding 185. And if it breaks down through that, it's got, probably all the way down to maybe 170, 175. The mother of all AI trades, NVIDIA, also can't get any kind of traction. 170 is going to be critical on NVIDIA. If it breaks 170, it's probably going to head again much lower. And some of these, so these are the two trades. Avago today did pull back also pretty sharply, and that's got some support at 330. Again, these are going to be uh, stocks to watch because, again, without these stocks stabilizing, the averages are going to keep going down. Bottom line, no matter, so that's going to be interesting. Anyways, again, sign up for the newsletter. Give me a thumbs up. Next week, we've got some econ data coming out. We do have some other earnings. I think MU is another AI related stock that's going to report next week. So that really is the kind of the epicenter right now of the pressure in the markets. And ultimately, we're going to probably get those washed out, and then maybe the market can go into a Santa Claus rally. But until that happens, we're probably going to get more of this. I would actually love to see this thing get washed out. It's still only the 11th. Maybe next week happens and then we rally into the end of the year, but it's a little tricky right now. And other areas of markets are seem a little bit more attractive. So other than tech. All right, have a great weekend. Take care.